Hello.
Hello.
Uh,
What's up?
oh yeah.
Hi, person married men love to give advice and relate. How are you? I'm good, thanks. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Anything you wanted to talk about?
No, I'm here to just have some fun.
Have some fun. How are you going to do that on this app? What sort of stuff do you like to talk
Uh,
about?
like no, like singing. It's
Oh, you
my
sing?
favorite thing. No, I'm not a singer and I don't play any musical instrument, but I'm just into like singing. I don't know why.
You're into singing, but you don't sing and play anything. Okay, that's fair enough. Um,
Yeah.
that's
So
that's
doesn't mean that so does it mean that when you love singing you have to play any musical instrument?
okay. Okay, fair enough.
Uh what what about you?
What do I like or would like to talk about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Relationship and dating?
yeah, I like to talk about stuff like that. I just find it interesting. Also just because um I like to, yeah, it's just always been a topic of mine that I've always liked to talk about since I was young. So I like to talk about relationships. And I like to pick people's brains about certain things, and it's just very, very interesting. And I like to know why
Mm-hmm.
certain people don't want to get married, and but why they would kind of like accept just being in the girlfriend and boyfriend stage, and all this type of stuff. It's very, very, very interesting. That's the
Mm-hmm.
sort of stuff I like to talk about. And then on the flip side, I like to talk about um, being a Christian and stuff like that. So those are stuff I kind of like to talk about, and just life in general. Um, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like to sing actually as well. So I sing in church. Um, so I do like to sing. Um, I
So
write my own
where
lyric.
you're from England, you're from the UK, right?
I'm from the UK. Yeah,
Okay. I'm from Iran.
from where?
From Iran.
Where's that?
Iran,
Oh,
Iran.
Iran. Oh, Iran. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry.
Iran.
Okay.
No, that's okay.
How is it in Iran?
Good. It's just voting time, the election. So, yeah, um,
Okay.
everyone is involved in.
Okay. So was you raised and born in Iran? Have you always been there?
I haven't been any like abroad. I haven't been abroad, but
Oh, you haven't been
and
anywhere.
I
Okay.
no, no,
Okay.
unfortunately. And yeah, I just like to travel in the
Okay.
future.
Okay.
Yeah,
So are you Muslim by any chance?
kinda. Yeah, kinda.
Okay. Okay. So when you mean kind of, you're not practicing, you're not religious in that sense, but you've come from that background. Am I right to say that?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
ah,
yeah,
cool, cool, cool.
yeah.
So do you
Exactly. Yeah,
so do you do
it
you
just yeah.
sorry, go on.
Sorry, yeah. I wanted to say it just passes on from generation to generation, and
Mm,
that's what we see today. Yeah.
yeah. So
So, your question, right?
yeah, I'm a Christian.
And you're married?
Yep, got married last year. 27.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good.
it was a very, very big step to get married, honestly. I was nervous. I was nervous buying the ring.
Well, why were you nervous? Because you were young?
No, it's just that it's just a big commitment, and you have to be sure that who you're going to propose to is kind
Hmm.
of really the one you want to propose to. And you kind of have to sit back and put aside your feelings and think logically, you know,
Yes,
and just picture everything.
exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
you know, do you want to go ahead with this? Which I did. Um, and I was excited and nervous at the same time. And
Hmm.
so,
Are you a responsible person? Do you consider yourself as a responsible person?
yeah, I do. I consider myself responsible. So
Okay.
that's a part of the reason why as well. Because I'm responsible for my actions and the choices that I make.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah.
how I'm
Exactly.
perceived and stuff like that. I mean, yeah. So I'm glad I got married. I mean, a lot of people paint marriage as something to look down on, something that's kind of like seen as not cool. But for me, marriage is just like having a girlfriend. It's but just with the extra responsibilities of living together and paying bills and helping out in the house and stuff like that. You just have those extra responsibilities. There's a high commitment that
Yeah.
that is placed on it. And a lot of people are not ready for that. So yeah, um,
Yes. Exactly.
yeah,
Marriage is something that you need to be sensible enough to take the responsibility and for the choices that you make,
hmm
whatever. It's hard for people to do that, and most people don't take responsibility. And I think this is the main reason that they don't get married.
yeah,
And also, there's no real love. All the loves are just fake ones. So we cannot trust each
mm.
other. We cannot find the true one, their ideal person, and it's just messed up.
So what's your view on love then? Because it's true. I mean, from what I see in social media and stuff like that, real love, um, that um, real love
Yeah.
doesn't really show as much. So do you think it's still there? Do you think it still exists? And what's your view on it? How is
No,
it in
I don't think it exists.
really? Is that from what you've seen on social media, or is it what you've seen from where you live in Iran, or what's what
Yeah, of
why do you
course,
say that?
my neighborhood. Yeah, of course, my neighborhood and my boyfriend, of course, the friends that I was with. I spent some time with
Yeah.
my friends, and some of them were some of the boys, were like uh they act girls like rubbish, and
Yeah.
that they lied a lot, and this is the thing that I just saw. And of
Okay.
course, what my boyfriend did to me, he really broke my heart. And mm, I don't think
Mm,
because of that I'm just hopeless, because I saw a lot of examples in the society, and I cannot trust
sorry to hear
people
that.
very easily as I did before.
No, sorry to hear that. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Thank you. I'm 2 years older than you.
2 years older than me. Okay.
Yeah.
So, um, you're still with your boyfriend, obviously, then, because you addressed him as boyfriend. So, Um, I would say if there's something that I I always say, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, right? I feel
Okay.
like I feel like love does exist, but not in the way that we've been shown on TV, watching cartoons and all these films. It's not a fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that when things do happen in a relationship, where things do go wrong, you've got two choices. You could leave, or you could, and this is where a lot of power and strength comes into it. What people tend to do is they work on it and they try and fix things. Um, so I don't know if, so, and I feel like that's what love is, because when you can work on a relationship and communicate, I feel like that's when real love
Mm-hmm.
starts. Do you know what I mean? And if your partner, for example, has let you down or really hurt you, I feel like if you go to that person and address those issues and see if you can fix that, then that would be good, because that is what, and plus it's what communication is all about. But
Yeah.
I do understand what you mean. I mean, I grew up with a mum and dad, and my mum and dad, that was my example of what love was. But when I looked outside of my home and I grew up, I went to school, college, and as I experienced life, I saw less of our I saw my older generation in long marriages. These days, people are not in good relationships, or they don't even come nowhere close to even getting engaged or married, um because like you said, there isn't really a good example of what a proper relationship should be like. And on top of it, the
Yeah.
love isn't there. And then what you get is
Yeah.
hurt people, right? So it's kind of
Yeah.
like everyone's damaged. And then when you're
Yeah.
damaged, you can't fix anybody. And um, what I did in my life before, I went counseling because I found myself very, I guess you could say damaged or slightly. My views were different,
Mm-hmm.
and I went counseling for about I think it was about 2 weeks I done it for, and on top of it was a bit of meditation as well that they offered as well, and I felt really really good. Um, but I do believe, I don't want to go off topic, but I do believe it's down to communication. So if your boyfriend really hurt you, um, and he is worth it, then you can always try and mend things if you want to, if you feel like you can do that. Um,
It just make me hate. Sorry to say that. I just prefer to talk about my real feelings. So it
mm.
just makes me hate the people, the guys. You know.
So what? Because of where your boyfriend treats you, it makes you hate men.
Mm,
Is that what you mean by
can
guys?
be can be he can be effective. You know. And but yeah, yeah, because I learned a lot of things from them. I just learned when you are following them, when you look for, when you just how can I say that?
That's okay. Try and say what you're saying.
Uh,
It's okay.
yeah. When you just when you just chase them, in a way somehow, or you pay more and more attention to them, they feel like
Mm.
they won the game. They feel like they gained you, they got you, so the game is over, you know
Ah, right. So
they
in your experience, you feel like your current situation, you kind of feel like he done so much in the beginning to get you, Now that he's got you, he's not doing anything much,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
this
he
is
he
this
has,
is
he has been like, he has chasing me. He has paid attention to get me for about like a year.
well. And now that he's got
It
you, you
takes
don't get any attention. Is that why you say he's hurt you?
exactly,
Because he's not
exactly.
right. Okay. So if that's the case, um, there's one thing. Hang on a second. I'm just changing the title.
Okay.
If there's if you're sorry, hang on a second. There's one thing my wife said when we were dating. Um, she said um, she was surprised that I was consistent
Mm-hmm.
in in the chasing, as as you put it. Yeah. Um. Oh gosh, let me change this. Sorry about this. Hang on. There we go. She said that I was consistent in getting to know her, and I was, and a lot of guys you will find that they are consistent in winning you over. Um. But if you was to ask my wife, I'm still consistent now, and that still surprises her because she's had experiences in the past where guys didn't do that for her at all. It was like a game, as you put it. It's like a
Yeah,
game. Once they've got you, and
exactly.
they don't do anything. A relationship should be both ways. There shouldn't be any. Now that he's got you, what you're correct me if I'm wrong. What you're doing is you're trying to get him back to want you again. Does that make sense? Am I right?
I like to get him back.
No, what I mean is you're trying to get his attention, or do you know what I mean? Is okay.
Mm,
Hopefully you understand what I mean because from what you said, what hurts you is that he is he's not chasing you anymore. Yeah, he's not doing those romantic stuff that he used to do before.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So now you're in the space where you want him to do that again. So um,
No, not really, not now.
oh, you
I'm
don't
not
want
the
that now? No,
no,
because he's hurt
no,
you.
because
Yeah.
it's not precious as it used to be.
From the beginning, yeah. Okay. No, yeah, that makes sense. And all I was gonna say is that when a proper relationship or when you actually love someone, you keep that consistency and it's both of you working together to keep that relationship alive. Do you know what I mean? Um, but
So is
honestly,
that possible for men? I'm sorry,
it
no
is
offense, but is that
no,
possible for men?
it is because I still do it. I still do it. Like
Okay, you're
if
doing it because it's just a year. It's been a year since you get married. But what about in
uh,
the next 10 years?
I feel like I'll be
Are you
this.
gonna do the same thing that you used to do before? Are you gonna
I
do
feel
the
like
same thing that for the
I'll
first
feel
time you did?
I feel like I'll always be chasing her in the sense of I will always be giving her attention because it's a question that I had to ask myself before. Like I said, I was nervous when I was going to propose because I really had to think about it. And when a man thinks about proposing, he really does need to take into consideration he's going to be married to her
Yes.
for life. So there's no games, there's no play, no games, no messing about, no cheating, no nothing like that. He needs to be serious, and that's what my mindset was. And I guess when I looked at my parents have been married for 20, I think 25 years, 26 years. Until this day, my mum and dad still go out with each other and go on dates. So if they can do it, why can't I do it? Do you know what I mean? Like even though it's been a year, right? Actually, if I'm honest with you, we met in 2018. So 18, 19, 20. We're in 2021. So almost 3 years now, and I've always been bringing her out on dates. We dress up, we go out places because I've made that commitment to her. Do you know what I mean? And I guess
Yeah.
that's the difference between a man and a boy, because a boy will play those games and try and
Yeah.
win you over, and sometimes it may only be for intimate reasons. Do you know what I mean? But when it's a
Yeah.
man, he will make sure he puts a ring on you to make sure that to make you sure and to make you aware that he's serious. It's not a game. Do you know what I mean? And he says he has a plan. He wants to go somewhere with you and him in his life. And I think that's the difference. But don't give up, because there are men that are serious, and not all that it is around. Um,
I don't
I
care
I fa
anymore.
huh?
I don't
What's
care
that?
about them anymore. I just prefer to concentrate on my purpose and do the things that make me really, really progress in what I'm doing.
Hmm.
And I don't really care anymore. I used to be a romantic person, and after that, I just feel like indifference, you
No, I
know?
wouldn't. I wouldn't because someone's treated you wrong or hasn't valued you properly. That doesn't mean you stop those traits or characteristics that you had about yourself. If you was a person that was romantic and you liked those stuff, just because another guy came along and ruined that or ruined that experience, it doesn't mean that you change about that, about
Right.
yourself. Yeah, you honestly shouldn't throw that away, because what would happen later down the line, what could happen most likely, because you sound like a mature person, what would happen later down the line is another guy would come to you and he would be treating you right, right? And he would be treating you right and giving you attention. And because of the past, you might um be very uptight or very unsure or untrust where you, you might have trust issues, put it that way, because
Yeah.
of your past, and then he might be affected by that. And then what without you realizing what you're doing is, like I said, hurt people, where you hurt this one because someone else hurt you, and there's just a ripple effect of hurt people. So don't, because someone, and it's easier said than done because I've been through it myself, and that's why I had to go counseling. But if someone's hurt
Yeah.
you and they have stopped you from being romantic, like what you said, I would honestly get help to find out how you can get that back, because that was a part of you. That was a part of your character. That was
Yeah.
a part that made you. So I would only say don't lose that about yourself. Don't lose that, and don't feel like, oh, men are this. I hate men. I can't trust. I understand the pain that may have come with it, but don't let that affect your future dates or your future experiences in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
and that's what this is what sadly this is what life is about. Life is about learning, and unfortunately, life does come with pain. I mean, when my brother when my brother was 4 years old, I remember him falling over, and like it wasn't a hard fall, it was a soft fall, but he used to cry because of the fact that he couldn't walk. And
Wow.
in order for him to keep walking, what babies do is they keep trying and trying until they can begin to walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life is a process, and life does come with struggles, frustrations, pain, and sometimes people may come across and not treat you right. Um, And I know it's not easy, like I said, but
Yeah.
don't let that affect your life, because there's someone out there who honestly would want to experience love. And there are men out there who want to do that. If you talk to a lot of men, a lot of, oh, especially black men, we have issues with finding uh women. We find girls. A lot of, we want women. We don't want girls. We want women, mature women, um, responsible women. Just, do you know what I mean? Like proper wife material, and it's hard to find that.
Yeah.
So if you're
Yeah.
potential wife material, don't let someone who's not husband material destroy your wife material. That's not that's not good.
Yeah.
Get that get that back about yourself, because the guy that you're explaining to me doesn't sound husband material. He just sounds like a boy. Do you know what I mean? And if he's just playing games to try and get you, and then he's not being romantic after, that's not really being a man or husband material. So don't let that break your wife material characteristics and stuff that you have about you. So I hope that
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah. You're right. I'm just thinking about the past. It just makes
Yeah.
me think about the past and what I have been through,
Hmm.
and it's so hard. You cannot change your mind very quickly
Hmm.
during a year. Like my thoughts has been formed, you know, and I know it's just something that we can. I think I cannot help it immediately. I have to fix the things in the future, maybe.
Mm.
And if not, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm not dependent anymore. It just something happened, and I was really, I made myself. I'm not a dependent person anymore, a dependent woman anymore. I'm kind of an independent woman who can get over her problems and can suffer and tolerate the things that were really hard to suffer and to tolerate
Hmm.
before, you know? And I just feel like I'm a little bit indifferent,
Okay.
being indifferent. Why he did to me? He did to me. He makes me feel like indifference
Mm.
and different.
No.
So yeah, sometimes I just think that I can do myself. I can do everything
Again,
by myself.
again, it's remember, marriage is the end result of being married. Married is for you to have a partnership. And you're saying what you said is what a lot of people say when they get into situations where a man has hurt them. A key thing you said was, I'm dependent. I'm just going to be independent, and I'm going to look after myself. But like I said, don't
Yeah,
lose you. Stay feminine. Yeah, in the sense of it's okay to if it's okay for you to be. It's okay for you to still feel wanted or looked after. You're female. It's normal. It doesn't make you weak. And men want real men want to look after their women. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want you to
yeah,
feel like because I've been hurt, I have to look after myself. I understand where you're coming from, because you do feel like you're in a place where now I need to protect myself because my emotions, my feelings, because this guy really hurt me. I understand that. try your best, and I think you said it, try your best to think about the future and move on, but
Mm-hmm.
make sure you heal yourself as well, because there will come a time where there will come a time, and there are men out there that again that want wife material women out there. There are men that won't
You're
mess you
right.
about. Yeah, that there are men out there like that, and it's just unfortunately, um, most, not all, most of men, for whatever reason, and again, I don't know if they've been hurt too, because a lot of men have been hurt out there too. I don't know, but unfortunately, men do play around, and so for whatever reason, they may not be serious. Um, but don't give up on yourself. Don't change yourself. Don't change how you operate. Don't change how you treat men, or even how you treat yourself. You know, um,
Yeah.
just keep being you. I know it's easier said than done, but I've got experience because I've
Yeah.
I've experienced it myself. I remember being bitter for a whole year once. I was angry for a whole
Mm-hmm.
year, and I knew I had to talk to someone, a counselor, and I
Mm-hmm.
did that. And he really did help me actually. He helped me think about a lot of things. Um, and again, if you keep in your mind though, like what is life? Because life isn't always full of roses. Life isn't always,
Yeah.
life isn't perfect. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
give God thanks that you're still alive, you're still breathing, you're still in your good mind, you know, you know,
Yeah.
give God thanks that you're not thinking suicidal thoughts and all this stuff. There's still hope. Yeah. And I honestly wouldn't give up. I thought, you know, again, I'm speaking from experience. Um,
Yeah. I
and
understand.
just keep bettering yourself, improve yourself. Think about, okay, I dated this man before, I dated this man before. They were they were they were really horrible to me. Even think about even think about, am I dating the wrong people? Why am I finding these type of men? And then go about your dating experience very differently. Ask certain questions when you're getting to know someone for the first time. Ask men questions like, so where do you see yourself with me 3 years later down the line? What is your goal? Do you think about marriage? How would you treat your woman? How would you treat your wife? How would you treat your girlfriend? And when you get all those questions in the dating season, it will help you and even protect you from getting hurt later down the line again. Why? Because
Yeah.
you've asked all the right questions. You've asked all the right questions. And I've noticed when I before I met my wife, I didn't ask questions. I didn't ask those sensitive questions because all everyone's focused on is, oh, I like you, you look nice, you look, and everyone's stuck in that moment. But the reality of it
Yeah.
is that if you're looking for marriage, you need to ask certain questions. Because why? Because you're looking for love, you're looking for a partnership, you're looking for a person for life. You're not looking to
Yeah.
play around, you're not looking for games, you're looking to settle down. And that's what
Yeah.
you need to ask men. Are you ready to settle down? If they say, no, I just want to date, that's a red flag. So,
Some in like some moments of your life, love is really important to you, and you want to just concentrate on that, and you want to be loved more and more every day. But if just time passes and you get nothing out of it, so you're not gonna think about it anymore as you used to think, you
mhm,
know?
yeah,
And it is not as important as it was. So I'm like that now. I think I liked to, I used to, I liked in the past, I liked to. get married and have children and have a lifelong love. But what I'm thinking more and more every day is that I should make progress and I should be rich and I should make a lot of money and then I know don't need anybody. You know, when you don't need
if
anyone.
if if you to be honest, right? I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay,
Money won't make you happy in that sense
it
because there's one
does.
money
Yeah.
won't give you love. What you're talking about, I can hear. I can
Okay, but
from
it gives me pleasure. You know, the pleasure that I
pleasure.
want,
It
the
will give you
pleasure that
pleasure.
I'm looking for.
It will give you pleasure, but guess what? Pleasure only lasts for a certain time. But I understand what you're saying, but you still said that you want love too. You want to be loved, and remember though, that's important. Money won't bring you love, and that's fine. You can get money and everything, and if you aspire to be rich, that's fine. But that don't let that be your mm, don't let that be your cover up for your pain. Does that make sense? Don't don't
Mm-hmm.
don't let that don't let that. So still get what you want, but remember though that not all
Yeah,
not all
it's
men
like
are.
cover up.
Yeah, don't cover up your pain for I have all of this. You get what I mean, right? So
Yeah.
and remember, like, I understand where you're going with it, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
men would look at you and think she's independent, and women think that if I'm independent, then that means men will know I don't need nobody. But the thing is, right,
Yeah.
men don't care about your money. Real men don't care about your money because real men want a wife. They want someone that will love them, someone that will look after their kids. Money doesn't come. No, money is not involved at all. When have you heard a man saying to a woman, "How much money do you make?" It's usually the woman that is concerned about the man's income or money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the amount of money that guys have doesn't excite me, you know?
that's fine.
It
And
doesn't
and
ex-
and you're and you're mature to think that way because you're thinking on the higher level. You're thinking because from what I and correct me if I'm wrong, what I pick of you, what I'm picking up is I don't care about money. I care about us having a partnership. I care about us having love and all that stuff. And if we work together, we can make it work. And that's good because that means
Okay.
yeah, you get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And that's fine. But what I was saying is though, if you was to have money, that doesn't. If you was to be rich, that doesn't matter to men. That's why I said, be careful how you um address certain things or go about life in certain ways. Don't let it be a cover up for your pain because it will be visible.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, it will be. Because a lot of women say, I don't need a man, and to prove that I don't need a man, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to get loads of money. But men don't care about money because at the end of the day, money doesn't. Money brings pleasure, but it doesn't bring love. Money can't hug you. Money can't.
It brings a lot of things, not just pleasure. It brings a lot of things, you know? It's not
money
just
money brings
a
pleasure,
simple
power,
a
but
moment, you know? It doesn't make it for a moment. It does make it for a lifelong time.
depends how much you have. I guess depending how much money you have, yeah. But yeah,
Do you
you
know Kylie Jenner?
huh?
Do you know Kylie Jenner?
I've heard of Kylie Jenner, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's an independent woman and she's a like a billionaire at the age of 23. And I
That's
think
fine. That's
she
fine.
can
It's
be.
there's nothing wrong in being a billionaire. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong at all. But what women
Yeah. But
how
when
can I
you
put it?
when
There's nothing wrong with being a billionaire, but that won't get a
okay, I
man.
got you. Of course.
Yeah,
Of
you
course, I got you. I got
yeah,
you, of
yeah, you
course.
get me. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong. But don't let that be the cover up for your pain. Don't let anything be a cover up for your pain
Mhm.
or your
Mhm.
hurt.
Mhm.
I'd
I
I'd I'd
try. I
I'd
try.
I'd
I do my
rather
best.
I'd rather you be a billionaire and be hurt free. Yeah, because
Okay.
yeah. But if I'd rather, but it's dangerous for you to say, I hate all men. Stuff it, forget it. I'm gonna get rich, and I'll let that be my source of love and pleasure. That's a bit dangerous
Mhm.
because that can
Yeah.
lead to. I know you're not a Christian, but the Bible says money is the root of all evil. I don't know what the Quran says or
Mhm.
anything like that, but money is the
Yeah.
root of all evil. So be careful what you put it this way. It's better to heal yourself before you try and chase after something else. If you really want a man and you want to feel loved, and then take time out to build yourself and to get that, because like I said, there are men out there who do want a wife, but if you're but there's only one route to get that. Do you know what I mean? Going left, right, and center won't get you that route. If you need to go in order to get that route, you need to go straight forward and do what you need to do. But if you're going left, right, and around the roundabout and whatever, that won't help. It will only delay your progress even more and put you in positions where you probably didn't want to be put in. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
um,
Sorry,
for
I was just
example,
looking at your Instagram photos with your wife, and
oh, okay.
I think you're a good match.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll give you an
God bless
example.
both of
Ah, thank you. God bless you too. So, imagine I'm gonna give you an example, right? Imagine you didn't heal yourself. You didn't go to therapy, right? And you decide
you.
you
No,
decide
I didn't.
you no, that's fine. So imagine if you did that, and then tomorrow now you're rich, you're a billionaire or whatever, and you're deep and when when you're high up there and you've got money, a lot of money, and you're in that industry and you're rich or famous, you have to deal with people,
Mm-hmm.
and most of the time you're going to have to deal with men. So you can't go. You have to learn to deal with people. You have to learn to talk to men, and if you go into that scene still with that mindset, I hate men and I can't trust men, I don't need a man,
Mm-hmm.
then it's not going to work properly the way you want it to work. Because in a company, in a business, you have to work together. You have to you have to form relationships with people in order to one make more money, sustain that money, and to grow. It's always important before you don't. My dad said this to me: don't fly before you've even learned how to walk, because
Yeah.
you'll really end up damaged even more. So try and work on you. If you want a man, pray to God about it. I know I'm a Christian, whatever, but pray about it. Ask God to really help you and help you to pick the right people, and ask God like what does a husband really look like? And because that's what I did, because I was hurt by a lot of people, and there was also some things I did myself that I was immature about. So do those things, and it will help. I'm talking a
Yeah.
lot, but I hope that helps.
No, no, no. You don't talk a lot. I was really listening to your talk, and that was really good for me because no one said it like this before. No one said
Really?
it to me like this before. Yeah, yeah. Because I I didn't talk to people because I don't like people when they show they're just a sympathy and they say that okay, poor you, they act like
You like honest
they,
people, just being real.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't like to talk about my problems and my mental illness,
that's okay.
to everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. It was quite useful, and I didn't, I sometimes you just uh see yourself from the other side, from a very different side. So I
yeah,
think that was a different side, you
yeah. I
know.
mean, because I've, I've always talk to different people and get how they view things. If you, it's it's always good to talk to different people. If you always talk to hurt people that have never been healed, the only thing you'll get back is negativity. If you speak to someone who's been through therapy and that has been through pain and come out on the other side, you get a bigger and a better picture of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if someone's still hurting and you're talking to a hurt person, all you're gonna get is what you've already got, and probably what you're doing to yourself is adding more pain to yourself. So glad I've helped. I like having these conversations because I like to do these podcasts, and then I like to um, I
Yeah,
like
me
to I
too.
like to I like to share the podcast, and I like to put it on YouTube. So I hope you don't mind if I share this conversation. So I hope you don't mind. But uh,
Wow. Really? You want to share it? I talk about. Okay.
I hope you don't
Okay.
mind. I always like to ask first because we've been talking about some stuff. So but thank you for letting me. But yeah, well, make sure you put yourself around people that are positive as well.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
and
try I
honestly,
try to do that, yeah, sometimes.
yeah, do that, and
Sometimes
you
I go to the park, alone, and uh, I just think about the future and what I'm gonna do.
hmm
And sometimes I hang out with my friends, mm, but not always because they are not always there for you. Sometimes, yeah, we can fix the time and spend time together, but most of the time I go out alone by myself. And at first I thought that it's really bad to go out alone, but it was just really good. It
yeah,
I had a good time with myself. So independent women are not like dependent on people. So if I wait for my friends, and whenever they say we are ready to go, and I just wait for their companion,
hmm
so that's not gonna work. I should not wait for them to be with me. You know what I mean?
yeah. I
And
understand um what you're saying.
yeah,
It's good. Learn to be. I think what you're saying is learn to be comfortable with yourself first.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um.
When you love yourself, you can love anybody else.
Yeah. That's the key.
Mm.
Remember what you just said. That's the key. So if you can
Yeah.
properly love yourself, heal yourself, and do what you need to do, when it comes to someone that put it this way, you could you could do all those
It
things to
was,
make yourself feel better, right? And to heal yourself, right? And then what if now
yeah,
to
because
say someone
all,
approaches you tomorrow, a guy approaches you, and he's going through the same issues, but he's thinking girls don't want to I don't know, girls
yeah,
I can't find the right
I
woman, for
did that.
example. And then you come across and be like, you know what, I've been through this, and etc. etc. So you never know who you can meet and whose life you can impact. So don't stay down, don't stay knocked down mentally. Just try and pick yourself up little by little. Yeah, don't be hard on yourself.
Mhm.
but at the same time, kind of push yourself, but
Yeah, I
do
did
it in a healthy
something.
way.
It's not good, but it's not bad. It's something like in between. I just put all my pain that that I cried every day. I cried every day. I was so sad every day, and I had the hardest time. But I just tried to find a job to get involved myself. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
by going to work every day and
Making yourself
getting
busy.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and making myself busy and all these things. And I never forget them. Okay, I just put all the pain and all the things in a box and
That's
just
good.
close the box, and it just takes up some space um at one side of my brain. You know what I mean? It just uh, I didn't open it until now that I'm talking to you. I just put all of this in a box and just close it and lock the door, and I didn't think about them anymore. One day not I decided not to think about those things, and then I did that, and
Hmm.
but I didn't forget it, unfortunately. I know that I should just put throw them away out of my mind. I know that I should do that, but I can't.
That's okay.
I
I
think I
always
can't. And
don't. I mean, your, your, the stuff that you go through, you will never really forget. And then ask yourself this question: am I really meant to forget it? Because everything that you go through can be used to help someone else, and it can be used
Mhm.
to, and it can be used to heal yourself and heal others. And it can also teach you a lesson. It can teach you things. Not teach you a lesson as in you've done something wrong, but just teach you how to do things better in life. Even in the workplace, when you make a mistake, the manager would say, "Oh, you could have done this better," or do you know what I mean? If we don't make mistakes in life, we won't really grow. And if you're not growing in life, then there really is a problem.
Yeah.
Everyone, in a way, life, the word life, it means that you're really living. Life requires you to make mistakes. You have to, without fail, because we're human, we're going to make mistakes. That's life.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you're not, I mean, you was looking at my Instagram, and I was actually looking at yours, and you do you do these scarves, which are really good. So you've got talent. Do you know what I mean? So you do all these stuff.
Yeah.
Don't let like don't let don't let your past dictate your future. Don't let it change your future. Keep doing what you're doing because it will pay off in the end, and you can help someone else in the long run.
Yeah. Exactly. I
S-
I I try to change myself little by little, but up to now I couldn't. You know, I
mhm.
couldn't. I don't know why. But
I follow you on my other Instagram as well because I use this Instagram a lot. So I follow you on my other account. That's my personal one, and I
oh,
promote.
okay.
I do all my YouTube stuff on there and etc. etc. Um, yeah, I
Sure.
really hope that's helped you and everything because I like talking about these stuff because I know it helps people. Um, so yeah, don't let that don't yeah. So like I said, don't let your
Mhm.
pain control your future. You know,
Mhm.
always
Yeah.
better yourself. Think positive. Have positive people around you. Stay in touch with positive people. Um,
Mhm. You're
because it
right.
yeah it really does help. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I do my best. I try to. Um, I have
yeah,
to take a message. I'm sorry.
that's okay. Do you have to
So
go? Sorry,
how long?
or you just texting?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think I have to go. I have to send a voice message to her.
yeah, that's okay.
So yeah, I'm sorry, but
That's okay. Well, thanks for your time, and hopefully we'll chat again soon, or pop me a message on how things have gone
yeah,
on. Yeah.
sure, sure. Thank you so much for listening to me. Yeah, you listen to all my talks, so thank you for
No, that's okay.
sympathizing and understanding and all of that.
No,
Thank
not
you.
a problem. No problem at all. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye.